Welcome to the Bill Spadea Show on demand. Don't forget to subscribe and follow the show so you'll never miss a minute. New Jersey 101.5.
Bill Spadea is compensated for commercial and nonprofit appearances.
6:09 on New Jersey 101.5. Good morning. I am Bill Spadea with you till 10 o'clock this morning. Talking Jersey, taking your calls, 1-800-283-101.5. I want to thank Parks Casino and Sportsbook for sponsoring New Jersey Chime Time every morning, every hour on the show. A lot to get to today. It is the Friday ahead of the Memorial Day weekend, the unofficial start of summer. Also a time to honor our veterans. I'll have a very special and sad Blue Friday for you after the 8:30 news. But first, let's get the weekend started. Dan, how's the weather looking? I mean, this morning, let me just say, loved it.
Really nice.
Wow.
Right? Yeah.
Wow. 60 in the car. Cool. Not so crisp, but not humid. No thickness.
Like, I got out of the car at work this morning, and I'm like, yeah, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't feel hot and sticky. It doesn't feel cool. It just feels, okay.
Yeah,
this
like a
great.
perfect, it almost had the feel of a Jersey Shore summer morning. Cooler because of the ocean.
At the shore, that's a good comparison.
Yeah, I loved it.
True.
So what are we thinking? It's going to hold today? I mean, it was already crowded. There were people on the road early today.
Yes, I believe it. So here's the thing. Technically, there's 4 chances of rain coming up in the next 4 days.
Okay.
Only one of them will affect your weekend plans. That's Memorial Day Monday. There's still a good chance of rain. I think there's an escape route. I think there's a chance for some pockets of dry weather on Monday, even though things are looking pretty wet. Other shower chances this morning to the south, tomorrow night, Sunday midday. It's minimal. I wouldn't change your plans because we're expecting a pop-up something that happens like every day in the summertime. So, all in all, there's way more good news in this forecast than wet news.
How is it going to be tomorrow? So I'm in Seaside Heights. I'm at the Ocean View Restaurant tomorrow, 10 o'clock for our annual Memorial Day Honor the Vets at the Boardwalk. Yeah, 10 a.m. tomorrow. Thick and humid or
really
not
nice.
bad? Yeah.
No, today and tomorrow, humidity dials back a little bit.
Thank God.
So it'll be really comfortable. We're going to see highs in the 80s for both today and tomorrow. Sunday turns a little more humid again. We'll still be in the 80s. But, if you're looking for a good taste of summer weather, we've got it this weekend.
I will take it. I was so happy this morning. I'm like, if it holds like this is going to be a great one.
This has been a headache of a forecast all week. We've been trying to dial in these details of when it's going to rain, how much of the weekend looks wet. And, at the end of the day, I think we're going to have a lot of happy people, a lot of happy small business owners at the shore this weekend.
I hope so.
Yeah,
so.
It's a good start to the summer season. And hopefully we can keep this trend alive of nice weather weekends over the next, 13, 14 weekends.
Let's go for a record, right?
Summer season.
We did that record last year that it rained, I think, 12 weekends in a row or some ridiculous number.
Last year was disgusting.
Right?
Yeah.
So let's go with
better.
sunny for at least 6. I don't know. We'll take it.
That would be fantastic.
Thanks, Dan.
Yep.
Eric, so I noticed cars on the road, which I typically don't see. You probably don't either. But producer Kristen said the same thing. Driving in on Route 1, there was some traffic already building.
Yeah, we're looking at, if you believe the AAA forecast, probably the heaviest travel, or at least the most number of people on the road heading into this holiday in 20 years. So
since 2005, they said.
Yeah, I mean,
millions.
It's steadily been growing, and you're probably going to get 3 million people scanned through security checkpoints at the airport today, and already the airports.
I would want part of the airport today.
No, I wouldn't either. I mean, even yesterday, the airlines are struggling to keep up.
They're not keeping up on a normal day.
Well, and this is not going to be a normal day.
I mean, I've had delays. Every flight I've had, Jody and Michael got out okay.
That's good.
Flying out of JFK, though. No one was thrilled with my plan, but it was cheaper, and it was... Now, I was so crazy running around. It was the cheapest option was I got a deal on a car service ride to the airport.
Okay.
And then, but I saved more money on the flight, so I'm still ahead.
Okay. All right. Well,
but they said JFK was not. But that was Tuesday night into Wednesday. I think today
this is the heaviest travel day. Yeah.
Today,
this will be the heaviest travel day, and by air and by car. I mean, a lot of people are either taking today off or offices are closing early. So this afternoon, you're going to see traffic steadily building as we get into the afternoon and evening. And it'll be, this afternoon, tonight, and early tomorrow morning and through Saturday morning. Those are going to be the heaviest travel times down the shore. So it's just, there's no way to avoid it. And the best thing that you can do is just be patient. There's not much that...
Now, are you staycationing this one?
Yes. I have something I have to do tomorrow morning, and then we're hosting a couple of friends for a birthday on Sunday, and I'm going to do a seafood boil.
Oh, so, nice. What are you putting in it?
Yeah, so that will
clams and mussels? Or?
Yeah, so it'll have clams, mussels, crab, lobster.
How do you work
shrimp.
the timing with that?
So I have a big pot that is hooked up to a propane burner outside, and I start with my water, my broth base, and then I first put the potatoes in, let the potatoes cook for a little while, then I start to layer in the different seafood based on the time. So I can have it all done in about 35, 40 minutes max.
So it doesn't all go in the pot at once.
It doesn't all go in at once.
How much water do you put in?
It depends on how much seafood I have. So when I first start, I'm probably going to have about 3 cups of water, Old Bay, quartered lemons, a little salt and pepper, some white wine, and butter. And then that's what everything gets steamed.
That's the broth. And so you start with the potatoes, and they're covered.
Correct.
Most of it steams, though.
Yep. So the potatoes become kind of your base, and the corn goes in a little bit later. I'll layer the corn in too, because that doesn't have to cook as long as the potatoes. And then top great. On, and then it's one of those things where we put a big plastic cover on the table on the deck, and just dump it all out. Take what you want.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
that sounds great.
Yep. I'll head to the seafood market today and see what they've got. And whatever I can find goes into the boil or the steam pot.
All right, well there you go. You're going to be hungry now at 6:16. Sorry, not sorry. What do you got going on this weekend? Do you have something as cool as the seafood boil? Are you headed to the shore? Who are you on the road right now? I'm telling you, I know you're not going to work because every day that I'm out and about between 5 and 5:30, I am almost always the only one on the road, except for the park ranger. I don't know your name, but you seem like a good guy. You're there every morning opening up the park in Mercer County on Cold Soil Road. So thank you for your service to our community. But other than the park police officer, the park ranger, I don't see many. But this morning, there was a little traffic building up. You're on the road right now. Where are you headed for this holiday weekend? 1-800-283-101.5, 617, Fast Traffic Instant Weather next.
Your phone, your radio. It's that simple. Download the New Jersey 101.5 app for an on-the-go listening experience. Thanks to our Listen Live sponsor, Guaranteed Service, New Jersey's premier plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical service provider.
623 on New Jersey 101.5. Good morning. I am Bill Spadea. It is Friday. This is it, guys. The unofficial start of the summer season. So to all of you with a business at the Jersey Shore, we wish you well. I am here to use the power of this microphone to help you as much as possible through this summer season. And let's hope enough people have off this weekend. And we'll not worry about the doom and gloom of the traffic reports where we know it's going to be a nightmare. We know that, look, it happens every year. Just it's something you got to deal with when you're in Jersey. Question for you. You're on the road right now. Where are you headed? Well, let's start with David on 195. What's going on, David? Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Bill.
How you doing, Dave? You sound ready to go today.
I'm ready to go, man. We run 6-7 days a week.
So you're working?
If it's a holiday. Yeah, working.
What do you do?
High voltage electrical testing and maintenance.
No kidding. Yeah, you can't stop, right?
I can't stop, man.
Where's the job site today?
Linden, New Jersey.
So now you're driving 195. Wait, so you're headed to the turnpike and going up?
Yeah, I'm on the turnpike now coming from Lower Bucks County. Yep.
Yeah, so how long does it take you to, I mean, is that your everyday go-to or no? You travel around the state?
We're usually an hour and a half away every day.
Wow.
Once in a while, we're an hour.
Wow.
We're all over the tri-state area.
So you working this weekend?
Yeah, tomorrow Yep.
Yeah, at least you got Sunday and Monday off.
As of now, yeah, but something usually pops up,
Yeah, no pun intended. Yeah, that's it, right? I love it. How'd you get into that kind of work?
I got in the union May 14th, 1999, and, never looked back.
Yeah. Yeah, the IBEW is a great union, good guys. My friend Pat Delacava is one of the union leaders and just a solid guy. It's one of the unions. I mean, a lot of the trade unions tend to be like this. They really do stick up for their guys.
It's not like it used to be. They're drinking that Democrat Kool-Aid.
Well, a lot, not all of them. Not all of them, David. I find this with the work I do with the police unions, et cetera, that I think everybody, they drank it for a while, no doubt. They wanted to get the best they could from Murphy, but Murphy screwed him. Biden screwed him. I think you're going to see a lot of union leadership start to abandon these old deals they got with Democrats because, let's face it, David, most of the membership, they're with us. They're with common sense. They want something different.
I thought that too, but my local's doubling down on stupidity.
Really? I'm disappointed to hear that because I'll bet most of the guys you work with roll their eyes when they hear Joe Biden.
All of them, all the men are voting the right way.
Good.
Leadership, something different.
Yeah, that's it. The guys on the job know that we've been sold out by these left-wing elite radicals like Biden, Murphy, and everybody in between. But the leadership, there's still, some of them are still trying to cut their deals. You know what? It's all going to change after we get Trump back in the White House in November.
Right on, brother.
All right, man. Have a great rest of your day. Be safe on the job. Thanks, David.
Will do.
Enjoy. All right, everybody else, hang in there. Your call's next after the news. What do you got going on this weekend? You're on the road right now. Where are you headed? 627 is the time. 1-800-283-101.5 is the number. What's next is the news in 2.5 minutes with Eric Scott. 6:38 on New Jersey 101.5. Good morning. I am Bill Spadea with you till 10 o'clock this morning. Talking Jersey, taking your calls 1-800-283-101.5. So, Joe Meyer, you come in a little later than Eric. Eric saw some traffic this morning at his 0 dark 30 hour. So did Dan. How about you?
That's
See anything?
crazy. I felt like it was a little bulkier, but it's this afternoon. It's around noon.
What are you looking at now, though? How's it look? Mostly green?
Very light, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, because a lot of people took off today, but it's around noon, that everybody
Well,
has
your
to really
commute's not
go.
far either, right? How far do you come?
Oh,
20 minutes?
yeah.
15 minutes? Not even, right?
I don't want to talk
You could
about
spit here. You don't really have a commute, do you?
Yeah, it's enough that the car can warm up in the winter. That's
nice.
bad. Like Eric's, the car doesn't get to, sometimes.
You're even closer, right, Eric?
Yeah, 7 minutes if I don't hit the light.
No kidding.
Yeah.
What are you, 8 minutes if you hit it?
Yep.
And what are you, 10? Not even.
No, I'm like 13 minutes.
You should see
I think
producer
I crossed
Kristen's
my-
face right now. What are you, an hour, Kristen?
No, she's not
See-
an hour. She's
No, but 40 minutes, right?
45
Come on
minutes.
in. Or does that work? Does that mic work? Wait a minute.
Is this a game changer?
Whoa, the mic in the studio works?
Look at that.
Stop
I
it.
feel like we're kids with walkie-talkies.
I can't. Oh, wow, the Walkman works, Mom. Thanks. Well, I don't know. Now, all of a sudden, now I have nothing to say. Kristen,
Good,
how
then
long
turn
is
my
your
mic
commute?
off.
What's that?
I said, then turn my mic off.
No, what is it, 30 minutes, 40
I'm
minutes?
35 minutes in the morning, about 45 on the way home, just because there's more cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am 18 minutes. 17 if I don't hit the light on, the hell is that, Federal City Road?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
When I make the left.
And that is, right,
It's
you make
from
the left
Federal
there.
City.
Yep.
Make you left onto whatever, Ewingville? Is it
Ewingville Road, yeah.
Yeah. So, which I think is a commute, like 18 minutes.
That's not
Cars
Not for most
it's a
people.
Great
But it's the
commute.
reason
Well, I used to do it. I did the hour and a half back and forth to Morristown. I mean, that was awful.
Well, I did that commute from Princeton to Manhattan. That was 2 hours door to door each way. That was horrible.
Right? You know what's funny? It was quicker for me to go to Manhattan than to drive to Morris Plains.
Yeah,
Oh, I believe that.
right?
The same way with Ballakimwood. I used to go to Ballakimwood every morning, twice, because I did
from
split
from
shifts.
here.
Yeah, from the West Trenton area
Yeah.
to Ballakimwood every day. And I had a little car that had a small gas tank, and mobile gas stations were giving away glasses. And I kept filling the tank, so
you get free
my
glasses?
car, the back of my car was filled with glasses.
Only Jill Myra would think of doing something like that. Although, I don't know. I'm cheap enough to do that. Do you still have them?
They were really good glasses.
Yeah,
you
what
know,
happened?
Those, I probably broke them all.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing, right? So, Eric, it's going to build up. The airport's going to be nuts.
Airport's already nuts. They will do 3 million passenger screenings today.
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 One
Today
day.
alone. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's across the area, right? That's
Yep.
Newark, Philly.
Yep. Yeah.
Does that include LaGuardia, JFK?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
3 million screenings. There's no way the flights are going to be on time today.
We're already starting to see some of the delays build, and if you see on social media, they're already complaining about the long screening line. So they tell you domestically you want to be there 2 hours, you might want to be there 3 hours ahead of time.
Oh, I would do it.
And parking is going to be an issue too.
Yeah.
There's I think you can reserve parking at Newark. I don't know that you can do it in Philly anymore unless you're doing like
But it's
long-term parking.
too late.
Yeah, you can.
I get screwed in Newark all the
Right,
time.
because you need to do it early.
You do it like 24, 48 hours
Yeah, I
before,
always
right?
reserve at a hotel.
Yeah.
And AAA saying it's going to be busier than last
Do
year.
you fly out of Philly, though?
Yeah.
Because that's what you're doing, Eric. You're starting to fly out of Philly now.
Yeah, I haven't flown out of Newark in a couple of years now. Philly
Really?
has been so much easier.
It feels like it's just like less stressful. I don't know why. It's not.
To be fair, I have not flown out of Philly in a few years, so I don't. I can't
You might want to give it a
compare
try, just to see.
I know.
Because I felt the same way because of the reputation. I did not want to fly out of Philly, but I had to.
Right, I have that feeling.
Yep,
Ugh,
the only
gross.
direct flight that I could get to our destination was out of Philly, and it wound up being cheaper. But I was like, but we got to go to Philly. It was a great experience. I haven't flown out of Newark since.
Yeah. Now, my favorite is Trenton because to me, I feel like I'm at like a private airport.
I love Trenton too. I actually like the Atlantic City airport a lot. Have you flown out of there?
There's nothing to fly out of there anymore.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
that
I used
we
to
need.
like
That
that.
you need. You've got no one has negotiated with these airlines. I don't know why you don't have Allegheny and Frontier. You've got Frontier out of Trenton.
Right.
You've got
JetBlue was
Spirit.
trying to,
You got
combine
right
with them,
Spirit out of Atlantic City, but nowhere to go.
Yeah, I can't fly on those planes.
Not anymore. Yeah, in Spirit.
No, you got it. You're like you've got so many points. You're like a fancy guy. You got to upgrade. Man,
Not
I'll
me and
hang.
Bill.
Are you kidding? I'll hang on the wheel. I don't give a crap.
And I will shove everything in one
Right?
little bag in a
I
pocketbook.
shove it up. This is a personal bag. What are you talking
that's
about? This doesn't count. Oh man! All right, where are you headed today? Are you headed out of town? I gotta say, I purposely, the way we planned this trip for Jody, my wife, and Michael, my son, to visit our daughter Elizabeth and her husband Charlie. I planned it around the holiday because we knew that, I knew I'd be crazy busy over the weekend. And as things ramp up in our crazy world, this was the downtime for Jody and the kids to spend some downtime. So we planned this purposefully. And then at some point in the near future, the kids will all be coming back to Jersey. Stay tuned for that conversation. But for now, they're relaxing. They're on a beach in Barcelona right now. And I mean, right? And and I'll tell you something though, it was way cheaper. This trip was about as expensive, if not a little less, yes, believe it or not, than a Jersey Shore weekend. I know that sounds crazy, right? Think about how prices have gotten out of control. I was able to fly them from JFK to Gatwick, which is, all right, granted, not as convenient an airport as Heathrow. If you're flying to London, it's about an hour and a half travel, but it's their equivalent of Trenton, a little bigger. And I'll tell you guys, the flights were cheap. The Airbnb in Spain was cheap. And Jody called me yesterday. She's like, you're not going to believe how cheap the restaurants are. Like I've never been to Spain, but apparently Spain is super, super inexpensive for American tourists. So Where's your go-to? Where are you headed this weekend? Because I'll tell you something. Look, I love the Jersey Shore, but you and I both know we got to do something to get these costs under control because it kills our local business that a weekend at the shore is as expensive as, taking a flight to Florida or, in this case, Spain. I mean, how crazy is that? I've said this before. It was less expensive for us to send our daughter to school in London than pay in-state tuition to Rutgers. Let that sink in for a minute. But let's focus on the positive. Where are you headed this weekend? Are you staying in state? Are you headed out of state? And were you able to find a deal like the one I found to Spain? Eric found the same thing, a wild deal to the Dominican. He and I both will search for the best deals and grab them when you can. But this is a long weekend. Today it started. I'm seeing the traffic. Eric saw it. Dan saw it. Kristen saw it. So the question is, where are you headed? Are you flying out today? And are you prepared for what's ahead? 1-800-283-101.5, 645, Fast Traffic Instant Weather next.
New Jersey 101.5 is available on smart speakers. Listen at home by saying, play New Jersey 101.5.
652 on New Jersey 101.5. Good morning. I am Bill Spadea. I'll be with you till 10 o'clock this morning, talking Jersey, taking your calls, 1-800-283-101.5. What a day yesterday. I spoke in East Brunswick, and I just want to say the team assembled for this traveling Vietnam Veteran Memorial, the Vietnam Wall Memorial. If you've not seen it, head over to the Community Arts Center on Cranberry Road in East Brunswick. They'll be there for, let's see, what is today? Today, the date is 24th. The 24th, right? So it's Friday. So the Vietnam Traveling Wall Memorial will be there until the 27th. So what they did was they've got a replica of the Vietnam Vets Wall in D.C. It is 80% of the size, has all the names, nearly 60,000 Americans, and it's really incredible. It's almost jarring to see how many names are etched on this wall. And this group that put this together, I want to thank Tony and Tommy for inviting me in to address the crowd yesterday and talk about the state of affairs with our veterans. And I said, there are a couple things that strike me, and I said this to the crowd. I said, not to get political, but it really incenses me, and you want to get my blood boiling. We've got so much of our money going to foreign dictators and criminal aliens coming across our border. Imagine you're paying the college for some criminal that came across the southern border. And we've got veterans that tonight will sleep without a roof over their head. We've got veteran unemployment, depending on the area you live in, 1 in 20 vets looking for work. Homeless vets who need mental health services, addiction services, can't get it. Left out in the cold. And here we are paying for criminal aliens, paying for their legal fees, giving them driver's licenses. I'm just disgusted. And I will tell you, East Brunswick is a Democrat town. And Jim, one of the Democrat members of council, were there, and I appreciate him very much because Democrats and Republicans can find common ground and come together on supporting our veterans. But I have to tell you, we need to do a much better job. And most Democrats I talk to, they're not thrilled with what Biden is doing and Murphy with the sanctuary state because they recognize that their constituents are veterans in many cases, and those veteran families are hurting. And you've got all kinds of issues that are not being addressed, and in part because we are spending so much money on people that simply don't deserve it and shouldn't have it. And we better do something about this. But I will tell you, if you want to honor veterans this weekend, take the kids to the Community Arts Center, 721 Cranberry Road in East Brunswick, and just get a look at this wall and the tens of thousands of names on this wall, the men who gave their lives for the rest of us in a faraway place that most before they went couldn't identify, find on a map, even knew it existed. And there are separate tributes there for the guys who died with the attack on the USS Cole back in 2000, Benghazi, and we talked about the 13 service members left behind at the Kabul airport who were killed, because of the sheer incompetence of this administration. So this Memorial Day, I want you to really think about those veterans who lost their lives. So let me ask you this question. Are you a military veteran? Do you have a vet in your family or an active military person in your family who is deployed and won't be home for this Memorial Day weekend? 1-800-283-101.5, 657. Eric Scott with the news in 3 minutes.
Your direct line to the studio, all in one app. Download now and use our New Jersey 101.5 in-app chat to connect with our hosts. Stay engaged, stay connected. Join the conversation.
7:09 on New Jersey 101.5. Good morning. I am Bill Spadea. I want to thank Bet Parks Casino and Sportsbook app for sponsoring New Jersey Chime Time every morning, every hour on the show. Let's jump right back into it. So it is the first official weekend of the unofficial start of summer. It really is summer. I mean, honestly, this climatological summer that starts on June 21st, kind of irrelevant. This is summer. This is it. Welcome to your Jersey Shore summer. But let's keep in mind this is Memorial Day weekend. And just ask everybody, don't wish each other a happy Memorial Day. It's really not the appropriate language. Memorial Day is a holiday for fallen American heroes, and it's a solemn day, Monday. Now, the weekend, I don't mean that to rain on your parade or dampen your enthusiasm for the barbecues, etc. I mean, enjoy a great Jersey Shore summer weekend. Separate the two. The idea that Memorial Day is Monday, know that it's imperative that we honor our veterans and recognize our history. But at the same time, enjoy the long weekend and spend your money at the Jersey Shore if you can, because these businesses need to thrive, and I'm happy to promote as many as possible. But this morning I thought, let's start off by honoring those veterans that are either have fallen or are in your family now and won't be home for this holiday season. Let's go to Nicole in Estill Manor. Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning, Bill. I must say it was definitely a pleasure meeting you at the Trump rally. And please, please, please save our state. Run for governor, man. Just do it.
Thank you, Nicole. Thanks for saying that. I can tell you, stay tuned. As I've said, my lawyers are very specific about what I can say today, but I will say stay tuned. And thank you. And it was great to meet you as well.
Thank you. Almost 10 years ago, it's been 10 years, we just celebrated his passing.
Who is this?
A couple weeks ago. Mark Ward Johnson. He was one of the Marines that was killed in the helicopter crash in Nepal on the humanitarian mission.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah. How long had he been in the Marine Corps?
He was in, I think, 11 years, maybe.
Yeah, so it was a career. This is a career Marine.
Yes. He left behind a wife and 2 little boys.
Oh, God.
And he was my brother's best friend and pretty much one of my best friends. We lived in a cul-de-sac together, and he was just such a selfless man. He volunteered to go there. He wasn't made to. He wanted to go help and everything. And it was devastating waiting for the word if they found him or not. And let me tell you, Paris Island, Beaufort, what they did for his funeral, phenomenal. It gave me chills through my body.
Really?
And, yes, and I cried like a baby. And then, seeing his mom get the flag and just weep. I just.
Paris Island is a special place, and the town of Beaufort is it's a great American community.
There were people lining the road.
Yeah, I believe it.
All the way from the funeral home to Paris Island.
They feel every Marine death.
Yes, they do. Also, both my grandfathers were in the Army. My one grandfather, he was in the Korean War, and then my other grandfather, he was in the World War II, where he met my grandmother in France and married her after the war was over.
No
and
kidding.
Came back and built a life in Texas. And he came over the correct way from Mexico.
Yep.
He came over to join our military and fight for our country, and then he was granted citizenship.
Imagine if we tried to put a stipulation like that today, the resistance from the radicals. But you know what, Nicole? Donald Trump gave a speech yesterday in the Bronx. I believe 30,000 people showed up in the Bronx. Think about that, right?
I know. It's amazing. It's amazing. And, you know, there's videos of white, black, Hispanic.
Well, that was a thing. It was an unbelievably diverse crowd. They had a permit for 3,000. I'm sure that Trump's going to get in trouble for the fact that they went way beyond the permit. But he talked about something that I think needs to be discussed. He said, we're going to go through the biggest mass deportation that this country has ever seen. And I fully support it. And whatever we can do to support law enforcement and our military to get that done, I don't care how many people we have to throw out. It is enough already that we side with criminal illegals over our veterans. It's disgusting. So listen, Nicole, what was your Marine friend's first name again? Mark
Ward Johnson.
Mark, we'll keep his soul and his family in our prayers for sure. How are his kids doing? How's his wife?
Oh, they're wonderful. And
Good.
let me tell you, the TAPS program that they have for fallen family members, they have helped them out so much.
I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that.
The boys get to go hunting. They get to
it's great.
with other kids that lost their parents. So
we'll pray for the family, certainly. And Nicole, I look forward to seeing you again out on the trail. And all I can tell you is stay tuned. But big things are coming for sure.
All right, Bill. Have a good one, man.
You take care, Nicole. All right, enjoy the weekend. Dan, Clancy, Cindy, Ray, I'll get to all of you on the side of the, traffic and weather? Yeah, let's do that, 7:15.
Take control of your information flow. Download the New Jersey 101.5 app. Sign up for app alerts and get instant notifications on breaking news, weather emergencies, and traffic delays to stay connected to what matters to you most.
7:22 on New Jersey 101.5. Good morning. I am Bill Spadea with you till 10 o'clock this morning. Talking Jersey, taking your calls, 1-800-283-101.5. So, this is the official kickoff of our summer. It's unofficial summer because the climatological summer doesn't start until the end of June. But, the actual official season of June, 21st this year. Or I don't know, it was a leap year. Maybe it's 22nd. I'll ask Dan when he gets back. But the point is that this is officially the kickoff of our summer. This starts the Jersey Shore summer. I think, however, it is important to be mindful that this is also a 3-day weekend brought to you by those who made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation. And I think it's time that we have these conversations about honoring the fallen, honoring the sacrifice. I gave a speech yesterday at the Vietnam Veterans Traveling Memorial Wall and talked about, this is in East Brunswick, you can see it at the community center. It's something I think you ought to take your kids to this weekend. And I talked about valuing sacrifice and courage and things that we don't talk about anymore. So this is your chance to honor the veterans that you know, your family, those who made the sacrifice, those who are deployed and can't be with us for this long weekend. We'll start with Dan in Lafayette. What's going on, Dan? Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Bill. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, Dan?
I'm doing great. Before I get to my two opinions here, first, thank you to all the vets out there, all the ones who paid the ultimate sacrifice. I know our government doesn't treat you the way that you should be, but please just know the true Americans of this country, we value you 100%, and we thank you and your families so much.
Well said. Well said, Dan.
Thank you. And to get to my opinions here, it's two parts. One, why are we allowing all these illegals to come in here, and why are we paying their ways? Because they're buying votes. That's what they're doing. No right American in this country wants to vote for this stuff. And for them to keep their agenda going, they need to buy votes. And how do they do that? Get people from outside to come inside who don't know a thing about what's going on here. And they just think, oh, what a great place to be. And they vote for them. They're essentially buying votes. And when it goes to sending money overseas, I strongly believe this is all part of their scam. And it doesn't matter if it's Republican or Democrat.
Well, there's no doubt about that, Dan, that this is about bringing in new votes. I think that the anger that I hear from your voice and the passion is echoed by millions of Americans, tens of millions, really, who look at this and say, you know, we honor our fallen heroes on Memorial Day. We honor our veterans and our cops and our firefighters and other first responders and frontline folks, on a regular basis. And the idea that we have to even fight over the scraps that are left in our budget when veterans come back from combat tours, can't find a job, fall into the darkness of substance abuse and other things that befall them, and we're fighting for resources to help them while illegals are lining up at the trough, just taking away from good Americans, honest, law-abiding Americans. It is a slap in the face to all of us, to every family of a veteran who has perished on behalf of the rest of us, to know that we're paying the legal bills for criminal aliens to beat deportation is something that we as a country really need to check and stop, because it is, as I said, not only a slap in the face, but it is not a sustainable way for any nation on earth to continue. So we ought to use this Memorial Day as a launching weekend for the return of common sense and patriotism. Dan, thank you. Appreciate you. All right, Cindy, Ray, Patty, Theo, Clancy. I'll get to everybody. Other side of the news in 3 minutes with Eric Scott, 727. 738 on New Jersey 101.5. Good morning. I am Bill Spadea with you till 10 o'clock this morning, talking Jersey. Taking your calls, 1-800-283-101.5. It is Memorial Day weekend. Don't interpret my tone as bringing anybody down. I do think it's very important that we actually elevate our spirits and bring everyone up by honoring the veterans who made the ultimate sacrifice. And don't get caught up in the political nonsense surrounding it either. You know, too many people are so ignorant of our history. I was in a conversation with someone the other day, and I said, you go back to the first Memorial Day, 1868, and there's some dispute in the South over who actually had the first Memorial Day. But they say it started in Virginia when families of fallen Confederate soldiers actually went and put flags on the graves of fallen Union soldiers who had been buried in the same area. And that was kind of the impetus for, hey, we came together. And just so you know, through the 20th century, the battle flag of the Army of Northern Virginia, which is called the Confederate flag, but it was in fact a battle flag representing soldiers, flew at Memorial Day. And it was, if you remember the old days, you went down to Gettysburg on your class trip, you could buy the set of an American flag and the Army of Northern Virginia flag. And no one considered it racist because it was about soldiers and sacrifice. And the concept of having the American flag and the battle flag of the Army of Northern Virginia and Robert E. Lee was to say, hey, the nation fought a bloody war and we killed thousands and thousands of our own people. Americans killing Americans. And then the war ended and we came together and united a nation and grew out of the evil of slavery and changed the world and made it a better place. And the fact that we tear down these monuments to the past is foolish. We should not be tearing down any of these Confederate memorials. It's foolish because when you forget history, as the saying goes, you are doomed to repeat it. What we ought to be doing is recognizing our rich history and understanding what went on, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, and not put it in the context of today. Obviously, we fought a bloody war to eradicate the scourge of slavery. But that's not what the Army battle flag means. And it's certainly not what it means in the context of Memorial Day. So be mindful of that. Don't be squeamish when it comes to talking about the real history of this country. It's tough history, and we ought to embrace it. So now today, I want to talk about veterans. Do you have people in your family who are serving who won't be home this Memorial Day weekend? Let's go to Patty in Bridgewater. Morning, Patty.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. First of all, thank you for serving. Yes, I have a 21-year-old son. My son is 21. He's in the Middle East.
Wow, no kidding. What service?
He's in the Army National Guard, and he's in the thick of it over there.
Yeah, I'll bet.
And his orders were for 400 days, so I won't see my son.
Oh, wow.
My father is 91 years old. He's a Marine.
Oh,
I'm
Semper
very
Fi.
proud of that.
Yeah, Semper Fi. 91, huh?
91.
What's his secret, Patty?
Oh, my God. Well, he's a Marine.
There you go. There you go.
He also police officer. He was a policeman in Newark.
God bless him.
I have brother who is a cop. My nephews are cops. I have an 18-year-old son who's going into the Navy.
I'm so happy to hear that.
I am very proud of my children. I'm very proud of this country. And thank you for everything you do, because I listen to you faithfully every single day. And thank you.
That means a lot, Patty. And I thank you. What is your son's first name?
Giovanni.
Giovanni, who's deployed, right? Your son is Giovanni's overseas? Well, we're going to say a prayer for him. What about your 18-year-old? What's his first name?
Antonio.
Antonio? All right. And we're going to say a prayer for both of these young men faithfully serving our great country. Thank you, Patty. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You take care. Bye now. All right. Do I have time? No. You know what, Ray, Theo, hang in there. Question for you. Do you have a veteran in your family, somebody who's not coming home for this weekend, somebody who is deployed or has served, and you're happy that we're talking about honoring our great veterans on this Memorial Day weekend? 1-800-283-101.5. Shout out your vet today. 743, Fast Traffic Instant Weather next.
Your daily dose of New Jersey on the go. Download the New Jersey 101.5 app. Enroll in alerts and dig into local stories, news, weather, and more. Your connection to everything Jersey.
Bro.
Listen to this.
752 on New Jersey 101.5. I am Bill Spadea. Let's jump right back into it. So who do you got in your family serving our great country? Let's start with Joanne in Washington Township. Morning, Joanne. Hi, Joanne.
Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
Good. I don't know if this counts, but my son is currently at boot camp in Paris Island. He's enlisted in the Marines.
You're damn right it counts, Joanne. Semper Fi. That is fantastic. When did he deploy to Paris Island?
May the 6th.
Oh, he's brand new. He's brand new. Have you heard? Has he written you a letter yet, or nothing yet?
Yeah, he did.
You miss him, right? Joanne, where did you drop him off?
At the recruiting office.
Yeah. When did you hear from him last? Did he call you before he got on the plane? Probably not.
Yeah.
He did.
He called me when he landed, and
Yeah.
then we got that
God.
letter call where he changed into the phone app.
Yeah, it brings back memories. So the minute he got off the bus, all hell breaks loose. They put you on these yellow feet before you go through the entrance, and let me tell you, they start screaming at you on the minute you are there, all through graduation.
That's what he said in his letter, Mom. They literally scream at me every day, 24/7.
What battalion is he in? Do you know?
2nd Battalion Fox Company.
No kidding. Wow, how cool! How cool! I was 1st Battalion, and the problem with 1st Battalion is you'll see it when you go down for his graduation. So his graduation, he'll be end of July?
August 2nd.
Okay, so August 2nd, you're going to go. Joanne, have you ever been to a graduation at Parris Island?
No, but I joined this Marine Parents Parris Island group on Facebook, and I've already watched the I think it was a hotel company graduation on May 17th. They live streamed it and I watched that. I cried, and it wasn't, my son wasn't even in it.
Joanne, just remembering, I just got chills as you said that. So it sticks with you for the rest of your life. There's no doubt. And you will never have an experience like watching your son graduate from the Marine Corps, and then you'll have him home for about 10 days before he deploys. Do you know what his specialty is going to be? What's his MOS? Do you know where he goes next?
Infantry.
So he's going to Camp Lejeune and Camp Johnson. So he's an 0311. I love it. God bless him, Joanne. What's his first name? We'll pray for him.
Ryan with a Y.
Well, Joanne, do me a favor. I would love to hear from you when Ryan is home with you for that 10-day leave they get after boot camp.
Okay, thank you. And can I also pay tribute to my cousin Ed?
Of course.
Who was a Marine. I was in Locust Wood Cemetery in Cherry Hill yesterday to visit his grave. Unfortunately, he lost his life in Vietnam, but...
Well, we'll pray for his soul, too. Then his name is on that wall that we just saw in East Brunswick. So thank you, Joanne.
No, he was from New York, so he's down in the one in D.C.
No, no, Joanne. There's a traveling Vietnam memorial, and they have, you've got to see, Joanne, you've got to see it. It is 80% the size of the war memorial in D.C., and they brought it to New Jersey. It is right now at the community center outside in East Brunswick.
Wow, I have to check that out.
Yeah, I spoke at the event yesterday. I'm going to give you the address. It's something that you need to check out. Wait, hold on. I'm going to pull this up for you. Yesterday, I got to go to my calendar. The traveling Vietnam Wall Memorial is right now at the Community Arts Center, 721 Cranberry Road in East Brunswick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so his name will be right there. But we'll say a prayer for him. Thank you, Joanne. And best to Ryan. Tell him to hang in there and Semper Fi.
Brian with a B.
Oh, Brian. Okay, Brian. I hope to hear from you when he's out. Tell him good luck from all of us. Go get him.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joanne. You take care. All right, Mark, Theo, Frank, Ray. Hang in there, guys. I'm coming back. Like it or not, 7:57. Eric Scott with the news in 2.5 minutes.
Feel like a winner today? Then you should sign up for contest alerts on our free New Jersey 101.5 app.
$8:09 on New Jersey 101.5. I am Bill Spadea. I want to thank Parks Casino and Sportsbook for sponsoring New Jersey Chime Time every morning, every hour on the show. All right, guys, we're talking about veterans. We're celebrating veterans, honoring veterans, talking about those who will not be with us this weekend, whether they made the ultimate sacrifice or they are currently deployed. Our last caller, her son Brian, is 2nd Battalion in Parris Island right now in beautiful Beaufort, South Carolina. Parris Island. Man, that's a way to spend Memorial Day weekend. The problem this time of year at Parris Island, if any of you are in the Marine Corps and went there, the sand fleas. Eric, I got flashbacks hearing her say her son's at Parris Island there. Because I went in the winter, and still it was bad for a spot.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine this time of year. And one of the discipline things that they do in the Marines is you are not allowed to harm any of the local sand fleas.
What?
Right. So you can't. You are at attention. You are in deep. you smack one of them on your face or on your arm because you can't, it's part of the discipline.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Right?
So it's not some environmental thing. It's part of training.
No, it's training.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay.
No, the sand fleas are a part of it, but man, it can be bad. It's this time of year in the South is tough, and
They're terrible.
Isn't that funny? What a culture we live in. You guys both, Kathy, you had a face too. Like, wait, there's something we're protecting the sand fleas? No, it's teaching Marines how to stand at attention and not be distracted, even when these little things are biting. Oh, it's disgusting, unbelievable. So
I still remember when my brother graduated from basic in the Navy, and my dad, World War II vet, Navy guy. Michael got the honor of standing at point at the bell.
Wow.
So, everybody that filed into the graduation ceremony, he had to walk past. And my dad got right up into his face and started yelling at him. And all of his classmates around were just looking like, what is this kid going to do? And I give him a lot of credit. We didn't get along very well, but I give my brother a lot of credit. He didn't even flinch.
No kidding.
And my dad with that stupid you-know-what grin on his face as he walked in and sat down. And he was very proud, very, very proud. But
he loved
it. Here's his second youngest son in his dress whites standing at attention at the bell as he's walking in.
Pretty cool.
And it was just so.
But that's it. That's the discipline, right?
Yep.
So you get it. Yeah, you get it. All right, let's go to Ray in Reddington. Good morning, Ray. How are you? Who do you want to honor?
Hi. How you doing? I'm calling about my brother-in-law, Bobby Gearing. He was a Vietnam vet and a Marine. And 2 days ago, he fell, and he's in a trauma center. He's fighting for his life. He hit his head. He was airback to Morristown.
What happened, Ray? Was he sick? Did he trip? Was it a work accident? What happened?
No, he got dehydrated and he fell and he hit his head and he has a fractured skull.
Has he gained consciousness yet?
He's sedated and they're just doing another test. I don't know much. I was just calling to see if somebody could help first.
What's his name again, Ray?
Robert Gearing. And call him Bobby. He's my life.
Ray, I'm so sorry. How now? This is your sister's husband?
Yes.
How is she doing?
My wife's sister.
How's your wife and your sister-in-law doing?
She's at the hospital and just going back and forth.
What hospital is he at, Ray?
Morristown Trauma Center.
Bobby. You said Daring or Gehring?
Gearing, yeah, Gearing. Bobby Gearing. Robert Gearing. And,
Ray.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking.
He's strong and he's my life.
Well, look, Ray, prayers work, and you're in good hands at Morristown for sure. And the docs will do whatever they can to make sure that he stabilizes and comes back home. He survived Vietnam. He's going to survive this, right?
Yes. Everybody send their prayers out for him, please.
Ray, I wish there was something more we could do. I will say that he's got to be in good hands at Morristown. You got to feel at least some comfort knowing that he's in the right place, right?
Yes.
So look, hang in there. We'll pray for you too, Ray. And I'm sorry your family's going through this over this weekend or at any time. But when Bobby comes to, you tell him we're all praying for him here at the station, okay?
Okay.
And look, do me a favor, Ray. Check back in. Let me know how he's doing. I'll be back on the air Tuesday.
Okay, Bill.
All right? You let me know. And know that we'll, with our family and our friends, and I'll let me just write that down. It's a Daring. How do I spell his last name?
Dering. Daring.
Ring. Bobby Daring. All right. I'm going to make a special mention of him tomorrow on the show. All right?
From Union. Okay.
He's from Union? And what did he's a Vietnam vet. What did he serve in?
He was in the Marines. He was in the Vietnam War. He was in the Marines.
All right. I will. I'm going to make a special mention of him and shout out to ask for prayers and support for your family tomorrow on the podcast from Seaside Heights, where we honor veterans. So Bobby Daring, U.S. Marine, Vietnam vet. He's in the trauma center now at Morristown. So guys, send your prayers to this family that Bobby makes a full recovery and gets home. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you, Bill.
All right, you be well, my friend. All right, take care. It's tough, man. The emotion, right? It's hard. It's hard when, look, guys, right? You get your, no matter what age you're at, your best friend falls to an accident. Imagine, right? You survive Vietnam, only to hit your head and end up in the trauma center in your 60s after being dehydrated. It's amazing. Life is not fair. So you got to have faith. You got to pray. You got to be strong. And let's honor our veterans this weekend and not forget what this holiday weekend is all about. So if you've got some space in your list of people you pray for, Bobby Daring, former U.S. Marine out of Union. 8:16, Fast Traffic Instant Weather next.
Download the New Jersey 101.5 app. Sign up for alerts and receive instant notifications on breaking news, weather, and traffic. Staying connected to what matters most.
8:24 on New Jersey 101.5. Good morning. I am Bill Spadea with you till 10 o'clock this morning. Talking Jersey, taking your calls. We're honoring vets this morning. You got a veteran in your family, someone you lost, someone that is deployed, somebody that you just want to shout out. 1-800-283-101.5 is the number. We'll start with Theo in Barnegat. Good morning, Theo.
Good morning. Thank you for taking my call. How are you doing this morning?
Yeah, I'm doing great this morning. Thanks for asking, Theo. So you've got both of your sons and a grandson serving in the military.
Yeah, actually, I spoke to you about a week ago about the band that you told me to get the website. That's me, yes.
Oh, great. Well, good to hear from you again.
So, okay. Well, what happened is both my sons serve in the military. One served in the Army. Jermaine served in the Navy. He two deployment to Iraq. Both of them are now out. But my grandson just went to Qatar for deployment about a month ago, so he's still there.
How about that? How old's your grandson?
He's 22.
Wow. What service is he in, Theo?
Air Force.
He's in the Air Force. No kidding. So you got a whole diverse group. They're serving all branches.
There you go. Maybe the next one is going to be...
That's right. That's right. Now, Theo, when your sons decided to do it, was there any reaction from friends and family? Because it's like being a cop these days. A lot of people say, you really sure about that? There's a negativity sometimes that we hear. Anything?
Actually, I was sort of an example to my sons. I used to I was a retired firefighter, so that sense of discipline and, so I always encourage them.
That's great.
So
I love it.
So they love it. They went in it and they served, and now my grandson is serving.
I love it. I think it's fantastic. Keep it in the family. It's a great family tradition. Theo, enjoy your long weekend. I appreciate you. Thank you for calling. Let's go to Frank in Manahawkin. Frank, got 30 seconds.
Hey, how are you, Bill?
Good. What do you want to say?
Hey, yeah, boot camp, the bus, and then the yellow footprints.
Remember those damn footprints? Yeah. Man, you had no idea what was coming, right?
Yeah. The VFW post, Barnegat post, 10,092. We're going to be doing a poppy drive Sunday and Monday over at the Lowe's in Manahawkin on 72.
Tell me that again. What are you're raising money or you're collecting for vets? What are you doing?
We're doing a poppy drive. Our VFW, that's our only fundraiser.
Got it. Oh, you give out the little the little flowers. Yeah. All right, so you're at the Lowe's. What road are you on?
On Route 72 in Manahawkin.
Great, and you're asking for donations for the VFW in Barnegat.
If they want to come by. Yeah, we'll be set up over there. And then I think Saturday I'll be seeing you. Wayne Stein's my cousin.
Wayne is a great guy. Butler VFW. I'm going to have Wayne on the show. You're going to be there at Seaside Heights.
I'm going to be there tomorrow, yes.
Great. So do me a favor, Frank. Stop by, say hi, and make sure Wayne gives a plug on the air. And I can do it, too, about the fundraising drive, the Poppy Drive at the Lowe's.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Sounds great.
Awesome. All right, brother. You take care. Semper Fi. Everybody else hang in there. We're back. We're talking veterans. Also, hashtag Blue Friday coming up after the news, which is next, 8:28.
New Jersey 101.5 presents Blue Friday with Bill Spadea. Thanks to our sponsor, Jobs for Blue, the leading New Jersey provider of side job scheduling.
Police officer Luke Lyons, just 31 years old when he lost his life on a New Jersey roadway. This young man accomplished a lot in his short time with us. Leaves behind a wife, Sylvette, of 11 years, and 2 young kids. The young police officer was traveling south on Route 15 in Jefferson Township early afternoon last Sunday when he crashed. Now, details of the crash have not been released, still under investigation, but we know it was a single vehicle crash near the truck entrance of Picatinny Arsenal. Officer Luke Lyons served in the United States Marine Corps. He then joined the Picatinny Arsenal Police Force and his most recent tour of duty with the Millburn Police Department, where he served as a drone instructor. All this, the young age of 31, while being a cancer survivor. Think about that. New Jersey has lost one of its finest peace officers. And my ask for you today for this hashtag Blue Friday, as you know, we don't often do this posthumously. We do this for our active police officers. But when I read the story of Officer Luke Lyons, former U.S. Marine, served his country and his community faithfully, 31 years old, leaves behind a wife and 2 kids, I thought, let's use this holiday, let's use this weekend, let's use this Blue Friday to help if you can. And what I've done is I've got a post up at nj1015.com/Bill Spadea. And if you look at the title is How You Can Help the Family of Millburn Police Officer, former U.S. Marine, who was killed last weekend. There is a donation page for Local 34 PBA and SOA. They have organized a fundraiser for the family. And as of Wednesday, they've taken in more than $50,000, but I don't have to tell you how expensive, how traumatic this loss is, not just for his wife and his children, but his fellow officers. When a colleague is killed like this, unexpectedly, suddenly, you're with him 1 minute, he's gone the next. The trauma that comes with that is difficult to bear. So I ask you to not just pray for his widow and these 2 kids, but all the police officers that worked with Officer Luke Lyons. And if you can, go to the website, nj1015.com/Bill Spadea. Click on the link and contribute if you can. And there's no donation that is too small. I don't care if it's $5. If you can help out this family, please do that. So we're going to push this article out on the app. I'm going to send out the alert. I've asked producer Kristen to do that, and we want to see if we can match what they've already raised and add another $50,000 to that, because I don't have to tell you how expensive it is to live in this state, and there aren't enough benefits to make it easy for this young family. So prayers go out to them, and it's sad. It was a tragic accident, and I'll keep you posted when we find out more. But the reality is, this young man is gone, and we need to step up and help his family. Millburn police officer and United States Marine Luke Lyons. End of watch, Sunday, May 19th, 2024. All right, it's 8:43 on New Jersey 101.5. I'm going to take a break for traffic and weather, and then on the other side, when I come back, I'll go in order. Dan, Mark, Tim, if you've got someone that you want to shout out, a former a veteran, a soldier, Marine, airman, whoever you've got in your family, if somebody's away at boot camp right now or deployed overseas and can't be with us on this holiday weekend, or someone who also made the ultimate sacrifice. And while we're waiting, as traffic and weather comes in, check out the website, nj1015.com/Bill Spadea. Support the family of Millburn police officer and United States Marine Luke Lyons, who lost his life in a car wreck last Sunday. 8:43, Fast Traffic Instant Weather next.
Got something to say? Dial 800-283-1015. Join the conversation on New Jersey 101.5.
8:51 on New Jersey 101.5. Good morning. I am Bill Spadea. We're talking veterans, honoring our vets on this Memorial Day Friday. I just thought it was the right thing to do. And, it is important as you enjoy your burgers, your dogs, whatever you're doing this weekend, that you take a minute, at least explain to your kids the seriousness of the holiday and why we have a 3-day weekend. Let's start with Brian in Central Jersey. What veteran do you want to honor, Brian?
I don't have a veteran. I have a son that just started in the U.S. Navy in pilot school.
Hey, fantastic. Brian, congratulations.
Yeah, he went to the Citadel, graduated from Navy, applied to be a pilot. He had a scholarship, and now he's stationed in Pensacola.
God bless him. So what jet's he going to fly? Does he know yet? Does he know he wants to fly?
Every young man wants to fly a fighter jet.
Yeah, of course they do. Of course they do. God bless him. I have never met more confident people than Marine and Navy pilots, because the fact that they are trained to land on an aircraft carrier in the middle of an ocean is one of the most amazing things when you think about the technology of our war machine, right?
Yes, correct.
How proud are you of him?
Extremely.
Yeah, of course.
He did it.
Yeah, he did it. I love it, Brian. He's in Pensacola now. Now, will you see him this weekend? You going to travel or no? He's on duty.
About 4th of July week.
Good. I hope he makes it home. Did he always want to be in the military, like young kid?
He came home from high school one day, said he was going in the Navy, and we talked to him because he was an honor student, and he went to college, got nominated twice for Annapolis, didn't get an appointment.
Yeah.
And he chose Citadel, and
Citadel's a great school.
Yes.
So he got out of Citadel, and now he's going to be a Navy officer. Is he in? What training level is he in now? Is he in boot camp now, or where is he?
No, he went as an officer because college. He got a scholarship from.
But he went through the officer training, right? Or did he ROTC at Citadel?
ROTC.
Yeah. So he got through it all in college. That's awesome.
He did all his written classes now. He's just waiting to start flying.
That's great. I love it, man. What's his first name?
Stephen McLaughlin.
Stephen McLaughlin. Tell him we're praying for him and wishing him well. I hope you get to see him over the 4th. That's awesome, Brian. Thanks for sharing that.
You're welcome. I will be calling you because I'm a trades guy and deal with politics. So the next time you're talking about that, I'm calling you.
Please do. Brian, call anytime. You know where I stand with our trade unions, with our skilled trades, with the whole idea of how we need to change our mindset in this state and really start helping and empowering people to do what's best for them in the community. And I think that it's not going to be an easy shift, but we're going to get there. And I'm going to keep fighting. Thank you, Brian.
Helmets to Hard Hats was the best program they ever put in place.
100% agree. All right, brother. Thank you. You take care.
Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, you too. Enjoy it. We'll talk next week. Let's go to Tom in Hillsborough. Hey, Tom, how are you?
Hey, Bill. Good morning to you and the staff and all fellow listeners.
Thank you.
I wanted to share a heartwarming story from last weekend.
Tell me.
Active police officers in Hillsborough Township.
Mm-hmm.
So,
great town, Hillsborough.
One of our friends down the street, the kid was doing a fundraiser, a lemonade fundraiser for his friend who his family couldn't afford to do a travel sports league this year. So he's trying to raise some money for his friend to play the sport with him. And then the Hillsborough Township Police came out and they had 4 or 5 cruisers come by at one point. And
no kidding.
Bought some lemonade and took pictures with the kids. And
that's awesome. That's awesome.
It was another, I had to call Blue Friday because it's another great experience with, changing police presence in the townships.
Yeah.
Different areas. And Hillsborough is doing a great job. I want to give them a big shout out. And between National Night Out and then they do like ice cream socials in the area and stuff like that.
If you've got
officers without being in trouble,
Tom, if you've got a specific officer that deserves a Blue Friday, I want you to let us know. Right? If there's anybody that wants to weigh in on that, I think honoring Hillsborough is a great idea. Just to begin with, because I love the community service stuff. I love the fact that these cops get it, and unrelated to police work, they're just community leaders, and they're there to help everybody. I love it. Great story.
I always joke with him. I say I'd rather see him on a good note than see him on a bad note. And
That's exactly right.
Truly, what's happening in our township.
Well, and Tom, that's why we do Blue Friday, right? That's the whole idea is to promote the good, because the good so outweighs the bad. I mean, you're talking about 9,999 to 1, and the only thing that gets publicity is the one negative. So we are reversing that trend every day. Thank you, Tom. Have a great rest of your day. Appreciate you. Dan, Mark, Tim, Lorraine, Catherine, I'm coming right back. We're talking about veterans. We happen to honor any police officer as well. It is Blue Friday, brought to you by my good friends at Jobs for Blue, the leading New Jersey provider for side job scheduling. Jobs, 4blue.com. 8:57, Eric Scott with the news next.
Stay in the know with New Jersey 101.5 News. Get your Jersey news instantly by downloading our app. Listen on demand wherever you want, bringing the latest newscast right to your fingertip.
9:09 on New Jersey 101.5. I want to thank BetParks Casino and Sportsbook app for sponsoring New Jersey Chime Time every morning, every hour on the show. All right, everybody hang in there. We're going to get back to honoring our vets. I do want to ask you also to add to this weekend, what events do you have? As you know, I'll be in Seaside on Saturday, Ocean View Restaurant. We're doing our second annual tribute to our New Jersey veterans podcast, Common Ground. It's going to be great. Check out the station Facebook page, NJ1015 on Facebook. And stay tuned to that, because a lot of announcements will be coming up that you may be interested in. But you want to follow me on social media at Bill Spadea, both on Instagram and Twitter. Follow the station NJ1015 on Facebook. All right, let's go to Mike Keston. Mike is part of a group that Jam Fam Productions, and they've got a big festival in Keyport that I'll be honored to be speaking at tomorrow during the set of my good friend Eddie Testa. What's going on, Mike? How are you?
Good morning. How are you, Bill?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. It's going to be a great event.
So am I. I mean, we have, literally something there for everybody. 17 food trucks, 17 kids activities. We have a rock wall. We have a bungee jump, kids trampoline, pony rides.
I love it.
Zoo. Yeah.
I love it. And so tell people, really, where is it and what do they need to do? Do they need tickets or can they just show up?
They can show up. It's $5 at the door, and kids under 5 are free. So, we do make it certainly family friendly, and, it's right at the Keyport waterfront.
So it's going to be 42 West Front Street, Keyport Waterfront Park. It is you're calling it a festival. Is that right?
Yeah.
I love it. 72 food trucks, and I love that Eddie Testa's playing tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
I go way back with Eddie. I love Eddie. Eddie is one of my favorite Jersey Shore musicians. He is always positive, always smiling, and he is a talent. I mean, personally, I think he's up there with Bruce Springsteen. I think he's got the same level of talent as Bruce does. But you know what? Life, you either become Bruce or not. But he puts on that kind of show. He's fantastic.
He certainly does.
Yeah.
No doubt.
All right, man. $5 at the door tomorrow, and then I think his set ends at 12:30. And I'm going to say a few words to the crowd then. And I appreciate the invite, Mike. We'll be celebrating our veterans, celebrating the opening of the Jersey Shore summer season. No better way to do it with Jam Fam and the Keyport Food Truck Festival. I love it.
Thank you very much. You can find us on both Instagram and Facebook at jamfamproductions.com.
jamfamproductions.com. I'll see you tomorrow, Mike. Thank you.
Have a great day.
All right, you take care. All right, let's go to Rocco Riccio. He wants to check in on a cool event that I spoke at earlier this week. This Italian American Heritage Scholarship Awards, and we were at my good friend Robert Pluta opened up his restaurant Leonardo's. I told you about it on Tuesday when I got back. I love things that celebrate our great heritage, and Italian Americans, of course, a dominant ethnic group in, for me, my family, like Rhode Island to New Jersey. it's where we're all at. And it was a great event, and Rocco Riccio invited me in. He joins me now. What's going on, Rocco? How are you?
Good morning, Mr. Spadea. How are you?
I'm doing great. I am looking forward to a very busy, hectic weekend, and I want to thank you for inviting me in. I really enjoyed the time with this Italian group on Monday.
Yes, it was a great event. It's we have an annual scholarship fund. The group in the association is the Mercer County Italian American Festival Association. We hosted and ran the festival every year at Mercer County Park, starting 25 years ago.
Wow.
Unfortunately, COVID hit, and our leader and founder, John Scarpati, had become ill. But I'm glad to say that we have plans to bring it back in 2025, September of 2025.
So let me know about that, Rocco. I want to promote that. I want to help you out as much as possible. I remember the festival going back. God, my first time there, I was running for Congress back in 2004. So, 150 years ago or so. And I remember walking through it. And, back 20 years ago, I mean, it was the place to go in Mercer County,
yes.
Right?
Yes. Well, you got to remember, back then, they didn't have the stage. They didn't have the fence. Our festival, which became the biggest cultural festival in New Jersey, helped build that entire facility so that many festivals can be held afterwards.
Yeah, it's awesome.
We were the second biggest Italian festival in the country at our peak. Yes. So, it was a big event. We loved that we didn't go away and just, dissolved, but we're doing a lot of good things. We have the scholarship fund. We're going to bring the festival back. We got a Christopher Columbus statue back, cleaned from all the defacing.
Wow.
And right now we're in the midst of finding a location for it. So we're active.
You know where I want to see it? I want to see it on the steps of the State House in Trenton. So we'll have that conversation going down the road. But it's time to recognize Christopher Columbus as the historical hero that he was. I talked about that a little bit in my speech to the group. And, anytime there's an opportunity for me to talk about the great Christopher Columbus and the what it means to Italian Americans and the holiday, et cetera, always happy to do it. And Rocco, you let me know. I will be.
Okay,
I will promote this from the rooftops. I want to see this festival. Let's be the largest in the country.
We will, and people can follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and our website is ItalianAmericanFestival.com. Can't forget that.
ItalianAmericanFestival.com. We got it. Thank you, Rocco. Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you.
All right, man.
Bye-bye.
You take care. All right, Lorraine, Catherine, Tim, Mark, Dan. I'll try to go in order. And we're going to honor veterans on the other side. Hey, I want to just make a quick mention again. Jobs for Blue, jobs4blue.com. My good friend Guy DeMemo, who owns this company, they are faithful sponsors of hashtag Blue Friday, and I want to thank them. 616, Fast Traffic Instant Weather next.
What do you think? We want to know. Dial 800-283-1015. Join the conversation on New Jersey 101.5.
923 on New Jersey 101.5. I am Bill Spadea. We're talking about veterans. It is Memorial Day. It is to honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice. And yeah, you get a 3-day weekend out of it, right? It's great. But take the time to remember those that made the sacrifice for the rest of us. Let's start with Lorraine in Toms River. Good morning, Lorraine.
Good morning, Bill. Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
I'd like to talk about my aunt's first husband, Francis Waite, who was a police officer in Kearney, and that's when the World War II broke out. So he joined the Army. And he was a hero. And I actually published a book with their letters that they exchanged before he passed away in the Army. And because of that book, my cousin brought it she lives in Brussels, but she brought it to the cemetery where he's buried, the one with all the little white crosses. And they have a museum there, World War II museum. And so when the curator heard of his story, he is now commemorating an entire wall to him and his heroism.
No kidding.
On the date of his death on December 16th of this year, 80 years after the war. So I just thought that was a great story.
Now, how did he die?
he was in a tank and he fought off the enemy, so his troops could get to a nearby church for safety. So, and that's when he was hit by a sniper. But his troop did get to safety, and so he was a hero. And so now they're doing a whole wall on him, and I can't wait to go out. And
Lorraine, I'd love to read the book. What's it called?
Well, maybe I'll bring it to you tomorrow if you're going to be in the Ocean View.
Are you going to be there?
I will be there.
Oh yeah, come by. I'd love at least to see it. I'm happy to buy a copy of it. But yeah, absolutely, come and say hi to me. That Lorraine, wow, that is a very cool
It's a cool story.
concept.
And I wrote to Kearney newspaper, The Observer, who his picture was in it quite a few times back then. I wrote to the mayor of Kearney. I wrote to CBS Sunday Morning. I just thought it was a great story being honored 80 years after, but I never heard from anyone.
Well, you're hearing from me. Is the 80th anniversary this coming December or just passed?
This coming December, 80 years.
Well, then, all right. Now you're hearing from me. Let's do something about it. Let's honor your past uncle, and so let's talk about it tomorrow. Come up to me right before the show starts.
Okay, great.
All right, Lorraine. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye now. What an amazing story. Let's go to Catherine in Millstone. Morning, Catherine.
Morning, Bill. How are you?
I'm doing great. So you have a nephew that was an Army vet that recently died.
Yes.
What happened?
It was last summer. It'll be a year in June. Well, he served in Afghanistan. He was killed in a motorcycle accident. His name is Dennis Vaccaro. All of West Long Branch knows of him. And what my brother and my sister-in-law decided to do was to do a 5K memorial run for him, and that'll be on Monday in West Long Branch. It'll start and finish at the community center. Check-ins at 8 a.m. There's a 8:30 free kids dash, and at 9 a.m. the 5K can start. It's rain or shine. They're going to hold it.
Catherine, can I ask you? Do they have a page on Instagram or Twitter? Can I be tagged in something so I can share it with the audience?
Oh, we can definitely tag you. Yeah, it's on Facebook, and it's professionally run by Elite Feats, and anybody who's been running has heard of Elite Feats. So they're doing all the timing.
Well, that means it's a qualifying run. You can use that to qualify for Boston, New York. Like that's serious stuff. I love it. That great job with that. Very smart. Yeah, Catherine, if they want to collaborate on an Instagram post and just invite me to collaborate, I'll accept that. And if they want to just tag me on Twitter or on Facebook, tag me and the Common Sense Club, and we'll share it for sure.
Oh, I appreciate that. That would be great. Thank you so much, Bill.
Happy to help. You got it, Catherine. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for calling. You take care. All right, Rachel, Tim, Mark, Dan, coming right back, 9:27. Eric Scott with your news in 3 minutes. 9:37 on New Jersey, 101.5. Good morning. I am Bill Spadea. Let's get right back into it. We're honoring veterans on this Memorial Day. Let's start with Mark on the Turnpike. What's going on, Mark? Thanks for your patience staying on hold. We had a busy morning. How are you, Mark?
Good morning, Governor. How are you today?
I'm doing great, thanks. How you doing?
I want to thank you for showing up yesterday. You know me. I'm Mark's TransportationNJ.com from Monroe. Thank you for showing up. I sponsored a VFW in East Brunswick.
Yeah. Well, I was happy to be there, Mark. I mean, Tommy and Tony, they invited me in. I was impressed with the crowd. There was enthusiasm, and I was blown away by the traveling Vietnam Wall Memorial. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
How'd you like how'd you like the flowers in the trees?
Amazing.
All those flowers. Let me just give a plug out.
Do it.
Pascarella Nursery at 704 Cranberry Road. All those flowers and trees were donated by Vinny, Luigi, the whole family at Pascarella Nursery.
First thing I saw when I walked in.
Isn't that beautiful? They donated everything. They could be reached at 732-432-9561. Ask for Vinny.
I love it. Of course, Vinny. So, Mark, you're going to be there this weekend. I tell people they need to get over to the Community Arts Center in East Brunswick. You've got to see this incredible tribute to our fallen heroes.
Yes, that's all sponsored by the East Brunswick VFW on Cranberry Road. I will be there. There'll be a flyover tomorrow. I think 2 o'clock.
Oh, wow. It's very cool. All right, Mark. Well, look, you keep me posted when other things come up. I'm happy to help. You know where I stand with our vets and our cops and everybody else.
Here to help.
And people know, mention Spadea, you get a $5 discount at Mark's Transportation, NJ.com.
Mark's Transportation, NJ.com. You got it, brother. Take care, Mark. Thank you. Let's go to Tim in Riverside. What's going on, Tim?
Hey, Bill. I'm the commander of General James A. Garfield Camp Number 4, Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War. And I just thought, if you'd allow me to do it, I have a few notes that I wanted to pass on to your listening public.
All right, we got about 45 seconds. So, Tim, what we don't get to, I'm going to put you on hold, and I'll get it from you off air, and we'll post it. But go ahead.
All right. The first unofficial Memorial Day occurred in the South in Columbus, Mississippi. Both Union and Confederate graves were decorated with flowers, so the day was known as Decoration Day. The first official national observance was May the 30th, 1868, by General John A. Logan, who was the head of the Grand Army of the Potomac. He proclaimed the day as a solemn day to remember the dead of Union soldiers.
Yeah.
It was never intended to be a day of celebration. And because of the snub to Confederate dead, the Southern states established their own Memorial Days. The reason May was chosen in the North for Memorial Day is all the flowers are in bloom.
Yes, but Tim, if you go back and you look at some of the old writings about this, you saw both flags. I remember the guys, there's a group in Virginia that claims they had the first because a group of women who were honoring the Confederate dead ended up placing flowers on the graves of Union soldiers. And it was one of the first times that there was a public coming together, seeing both the American flag and the battle flag of the Army in Northern Virginia, which, by the way, have been sold separately at Civil War memorials and battlefields across the country. Now, I haven't visited a battlefield in a long time. I don't know if they still sell them that way, but it was never, ever a symbol of hate or racism. It was always a symbol of Americans fought Americans and then were able to come together after a bloody, bloody war. And that's the celebration of the greatness of this country. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate the call. Let's go to Rachel in Point Pleasant Beach. Good morning, Rachel. How are you?
Good morning, Bill. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
So Save the East Coast is doing a Memorial Day weekend. We're doing a Highland Sandy Hook Bridge Walk to say no to offshore wind.
Oh, I love it. Okay. When? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow, May 25th, 10 a.m. And it's Highland Sandy Hook Bridge Walk and the meeting at Off the Hook Restaurant at 10 a.m. So bring signs, wear your T-shirts. It's a peaceful walk, but to spread awareness.
Is there an early, what time you're meeting at 10 and then walking? Is there like a 9 o'clock coffee?
I think maybe afterwards something, but like if people want to start to gather at 9:30, that's even better.
So how can I be helpful, Rachel? I'd love to help promote this. Can you guys, are you on Instagram, Twitter? Can you collaborate with me? Or
On Instagram, yes, absolutely. Save the East Coast.
Yeah,
and then also Facebook group, Save the East Coast.
So if you tag me and Common Sense Club, we'll be happy to share that. Can I put you on a brief hold? If you just give the itinerary to producer Kristen, I want to see if there's a way between events tomorrow I can stop by and encourage the guys for standing up for our oceans. Okay?
Thanks.
Yeah, you got it, Rachel. Hang on one second. I'll put you on hold. Thanks. I have time? I don't. So, Greg, TJ, hang in there. I'll be back. 9:43 Fast Traffic Instant Weather next.
Your phone, your radio. It's that simple. Download the New Jersey 101.5 app for an on-the-go listening experience. Thanks to our Listen Live sponsor, Guaranteed Service, New Jersey's premier plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical service provider.
9:51 on New Jersey 101.5. I am Bill Spadea. Guys, got to get out of here. I'm going to squeeze in two more calls. Let's start with Greg in Englishtown. You want to honor some vets. How are you, Greg? Dan, have a great weekend.
Hi, Bill.
Hey, Greg.
Can you hear me okay?
I can. Who do you want to honor?
Let's salute General Al Gray, the former Commandant of the Marine Corps and New Jersey native.
Semper Fi. Love it.
When you served in the Corps, he passed away March 20th at the age of 95. He was a great guy. I reported to him when I was in the Navy at Fleet Headquarters.
Wow. 95 years old. One tough Marine, right?
Started off as an E1 and left 41 years later as a Commandant. And also, just want to salute our American Legion post here in Manalapan, Englishtown. American Legion Post 434 is hosting its parade at 2 p.m. at the corner of Freehold Roll and Taylor Mills, right in front of the Manalapan Town Hall. And it's going to include at the American Legion Post 434, there's going to be marching bands and the color guard and the police and the fire trucks.
I love it.
It's going to be a great
Hey, Greg, can I put you on hold? I want to get in touch with the guys there and talk to you about how I can help promote and raise money for you guys over the next few months.
Heck yeah.
All right, awesome. I'm going to put you on hold. Producer Kristen will get your information, connect you with Sharon. All right, TJ in Freehold. You got about 25 seconds, TJ. What do you got this weekend?
Hey, Bill. So thank you very much. I'm going to be singing the national anthem for the Wall Stadium Speedway. I sing there nearly every Saturday. I've been doing the national anthem for probably a decade or better. For the Farmingdale Parade, Memorial Day Parade there. I've done it for Somerset Patriots. I've done it for a number of events. And they always honor the first responders at Wall Stadium Speedway, fire, first aid, and, of course, our military. So anybody who enjoys good open-wheel racing, modified racing, it's a great show, a great venue. So come on out to Wall Stadium on Saturday.
I love it. Well said. Good luck. Thank you, TJ. All right, everybody, got to get out of here. Salute our veterans. Join me tomorrow if you can for another live broadcast, our second annual Salute to New Jersey Veterans, live from the Ocean View Restaurant located on the boardwalk, Seaside Heights, New Jersey, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Lots going on this weekend. Check out BillSpadea.com/events. That link is embedded in my articles at NJ1015.com/BillSpadea. Check it out. Enjoy the Memorial Day weekend, and please do your best to honor our veterans and honor this great country. We all should be filled with pride that we were blessed to be born in the greatest country on earth, or came here legally. Have a great weekend, and I will see you Tuesday.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. Well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land.
Thanks for listening to the Bill Spadea Show on demand. Don't forget to check out the latest online from Bill Spadea on our free app or NJ1015.com.
New Jersey 101.5.